STN Racing proudly presents the Four Corners Racing League, coming to you from Daytona International Speedway. This race doesn't have a sponsor, but nonetheless, we're here at Daytona for the second and final time on the season. It's the regular season finale for the Four Corners Racing League. It's going to be a lot of fun. Jacob Pitts, Ben Easterday here with you for the call. Glad to have you along for the ride. Zach Johnson, our producer for tonight. As always, and Ben, it's been a couple of weeks since we've actually been able to cover this series. We have this race, and then we take about another month off. They keep on running through the playoffs. Last chance for some of these guys to get into the playoffs. And, of course, it's Daytona to really make things easy on the drivers, huh?
That's correct. And, I mean, Daytona could be very lucky for some people and not so lucky for other people. It's just like in real life, you could lose out, you could miss the playoffs just by someone else's wreck or the big one. So you got to really avoid the big one, got to be smart on your pushes and be smart avoiding the wrecks.
And knowing how these guys drive sometimes, we may see 3 or 4 big ones tonight as we'll transition from the daylight to under the lights here at Daytona. About 30 seconds left in qualifying before we get things ready to go. 75 laps up on the board for us here from Daytona. And let's pull up the points is where they look now. Things are a little all over the place. Kyle Smalley leading the points. He's got 7 wins on the season. Calvin Allison sits 4th. He's got another 6 wins. Nobody else has more than 2. Bryson Fitzgerald, Marcus Adams, and Kyle Manger, the only drivers with multiple wins other than Smalley and Allison. Right now, taking a look at who's locked in. At this point, you can still win this race and get into the playoffs. Right now, Kyle Smalley, Kyle Manger, Jared Wishon, Calvin Allison, Marcus Adams, Nick Olson, Bryson Fitzgerald, Robert Rader are all locked into the playoffs with a win. So they are fighting for some of those further back spots. 15 drivers make the playoffs, and then that 16th goes to whoever makes the most starts, if I've understood that correctly. So we'll see how that shakes out. Here tonight, cars are gridding on the front straightaway on pit road, so let's run through the grid. Kyle Smalley starts in position number 1. Anthony Colantuono will start to his outside. Then it's Michael Dorsey and Bryson Fitzgerald 3rd and 4th. Gavin Hibbs in the 95 with Marcus Adams to the outside. Jared Wishon and Robert Rader make up row number 4. Chris Worrell and Kevin Orlando Jr. round out the top 10.
11th, we got Ferris Shaw. 12th, Derek Lemke, Alexander Kroenke, Roberto Ramirez, Michael A. Anthony, J.R. Houston, Kyle Manger, Calvin A. Allison, Keith Smalley, and Jordan Weaver.
Not sure why the numbers there went from 18th to 20th to 21st, but okay. So, Keith Smalley 19th, Jordan Weaver 20th, 21st is Devin Jensick, 22nd is Michael Elliott, 23rd Casey Heschel, 24th is Zach Lindgren, and then in 25th, rounding out the field, Holt Johnston in the 47. We're waiting on a couple of cars here to get onto pit road. They've only got 10 seconds to do it. Among them, Roberto Ramirez, Michael Anthony, Holt Johnston, Gavin Hibbs. We'll see if any... Oh, no, Hibbs is there. I don't know what this scoring monitor is saying because it's lying to me. But either way, if you're not on the racetrack now, you're going to be starting in the pits. Looks like everybody is there. So the pace car will roll off, and we've got a full lap before we get to see the green flag. Line them up and let them roll here from Daytona.
Yeah, what to expect here. Got to make sure that the pushes are nice and square. If you're not flat on that rear bumper, you're going to spin the guy and you're going to cause the big one. Got to make sure that if you're leading, you do want to be on that bumper. And you also got to make sure that your temperatures aren't high. Make sure you don't blow up in front of the field and call this a big one that way.
And again, remember, this is 75 laps. So there is a long way to go. You don't want to make a mistake too early and cause a big wreck. You are going to have to make pit stops here, at least one, if not two, based on the fuel strategy. So we may see some folks try and save fuel throughout this race.
Yeah, pit stops are definitely going to be a danger spot here, especially if they haven't been practicing it during practice. But yeah, it's going to be a fun one. We'll see how these guys race, how clean they are, and if they're not clean, then I don't think we're going to have any green flag pit stops, but we'll see how it goes.
So Zach Lindgren registered for the session. He's not here in the session, so we still only have 24 cars. He just broke our scoring a little bit. Holt Johnston is not on the racetrack. Yeah, so Holt Johnston will not make the green flag as well. So it's going to be Kyle Smalley and Anthony Colantuono leading down the field of 24. Green flag is in the air. We are underway from Daytona.
So far, staying 2 by 2. Not seeing anyone in the back that's gotten a run right off the bat. Everybody's been pretty single or double file up until the lead. We got Anthony out up front.
They come rolling off of turn number 2. Anthony Colantuono got that outside line to work for him. He takes the race lead away, and in talking with some drivers before this race started, they felt that the outside line was going to be the biggest factor of the race. They said the drivers didn't really use it as much as Talladega, even though it worked really well. He thinks that the drivers have since learned and are going to be able to use it here to their advantage.
You can see that outside lane, the 9 and 31's trying to work well with each other. They're trying to shove each other, but it's not working well. It looks like the inside line has the preferred speed, and they're about to go single file on the inside. We got 4 cars leading it.
There's a big stack up in the outside line. Kevin Orlando Jr. really had to get out of the gas. He drops back a little bit. So it's just a pack of 3 on the outside line. It's Bryson Fitzgerald that's leading the outside. Then it's Worrell in the back, and I believe it's Marcus Adams in the middle of it. Everybody fanning out as they get to turn number 3. Robert Rader went onto the apron down the back straightaway. They're all able to hang on for now, but it's Anthony Colantuono that brings them around off turn number 4 to complete lap number 2. He's got Kyle Smalley right in his tire tracks, peeking to the outside. Doesn't want to make the move quite yet. Looking for the lead. He stays back in line.
Yeah, there was a checkup, and that's now caused 2 different big packs to form. You got the front pack and you got the back pack there. The front pack's leading. You got 2 cars single file, followed by double file back there. 9 and 31 have stopped pushing each other. I think the 31 is now pretty hot. Now the 5 goes to the outside lane, takes the lead, and the 9 follows.
Come on around into turn number 3. Kyle Smalley taking advantage of the outside. Retakes the lead. Bryson Fitzgerald with some more help. Kroenke moves up to the outside line to the back end of Chris Worrell, trying to move them along. Smalley comes back to the inside line to protect the spot from Colantuono. Colantuono peeks to the inside as Smalley can't quite hold that double yellow line, but he's doing the best he can. But here comes Fitzgerald looking for the lead with help from the 31.
Yeah, Fitzgerald got a really good push there, but it's not going to work out in the turns. You can't push, and they lost the momentum. Now the 5 is going to go up on the high side. That's Kyle Smalley. Let's see if he gets a nice clean push. He does. He might drop back down here in turns 3. Yes, he does. But we'll see. Yep, looks like he brought the 9 with him, and he's going to dump the 31 and the 6 on the outside.
And that's pretty much going to kill anything that was left up on the outside line, because everybody is just glued to the bottom. Here comes Bryson Fitzgerald underneath Kyle Smalley for the lead. Fitzgerald will lead the lap, and that's going to put Kyle Smalley in the outside line. He'll lead the top side to turn 1. Big move there from Fitzgerald. He's out in front.
Now, one smart thing you can do on the outside is the side suck on the inside. That really slows down the car on the inside. You can really use that to your advantage if you trust the guy on the inside, especially in the turns. If you don't believe the guy can hold his lane down on the bottom, you might cause a big one, but 31 gives the 5 a nice shove. He's going to stay up there with him. We'll see how it works out.
Bryson Fitzgerald It was in the outside line and then pulled to the inside line immediately down the back straightaway. That allows Kyle Smalley and Marcus Adams to storm by around the outside. They take the top 2 spots, and Fitzgerald falls to third. He'll fall in line behind him and take the outside line and follow these guys. So now are we just going to go from training on the inside line to training up to the outside line? Maybe not. Fitzgerald peaks low.
Fitzgerald peaks low. He's got the momentum. The 31 car is trying to push the 5. That might actually slow him down if he can't hit him square. So far, it's working. And they got the momentum. They might drop down here to the inside. No, the 31 drops down. 5 stays up high.
Marcus Adams dives to the bottom. And he's going to try and take the lead. In fact, he will. Coming off turn 4, so a bold move there for Marcus Adams to dive it down on the inside. He will lead this lap. 6 laps are complete of the 75 that we're supposed to complete tonight. It's been a big shuffle up front, but that 5 car continues to lurk inside the top 3. He hasn't left the top 3 all race long.
Yeah, and we got 2 tandems up here. We got the 31 and the 9 working together. We got the 5 and the 6 working together. And behind the 6, we got the 57 and the 8 pushing and working together. We'll see if they go more than double wide here, but highly doubt it. Doesn't look like these guys want to take the risk just yet. Again, we got 75 laps, and we're only on lap 7.
Side by side, still for the lead between Marcus Adams and Kyle Smalley. Fitzgerald came over the radio and asked Marcus Adams if he's dragging the brakes. Adams said no, so they're not sure what's happened to the inside line, but Kyle Smalley with a burst of speed on the outside. He is clear for the lead. Chris Worrell now going to lead the top side. He's got help from Alexander Cronky and Michael A. Anthony.
Yeah, the inside line's now working well with each other. They're closer. That means they're going to have the better momentum while the 6 cars kind of fall away from the 57. They're not going to have the momentum, and they might lose a couple spots. The 9 car might be able to get around them. As we got some iffy pushes happening.
Oh my gosh, they were all trying to push each other on the outside line. Nobody could hang on to it, and Chris Worrell's going to cost them a ton of spots. Anthony dives to the inside. Cronky continues to sink through the field, but now the outside line's going to reform again. Adams goes to the outside. Fitzgerald thought about doing it as well. They all come back to the bottom in 1.
Now, which one's going to make the first move to the outside? Who's going to get the momentum? The 5 and the 31 seem to be working with each other. The 5 wants to go outside by himself. That's going to leave the 31-9, and everyone going to train around him. He has nobody. He is gone. He is going to be dropping like a rock.
No help from Kyle Smalley. He's going to go from first easily to 8th or worse coming off turn number 4. He's going to fall back to the second pack. Way back here. He's going to be in the 10th spot right in front of Roberto Ramirez as they come around to complete lap number 9 here from Daytona. Single file train on the inside line. Marcus Adams leads the way. That's not where he started, but right now he's doing the best he can to stay out in front. It's a lot easier to just maintain 1 lane instead of 2.
Yes, it is, and now you just got to watch your mirror. You're going to be watching your mirror about 80 to 90% of the time. The only time you're looking straight is during the entrances of the corners and the tribal, and then you're just watching your mirror, waiting to see if the car behind you is going to follow you, or if he's going to decide that, hey, I want to take that second lane. I got the momentum. I'm going to pass you.
Well, Kyle Smalley just trying to use the outside line again, and he's going to lose 3 more spots, maybe 4 more spots. And he just has no help. Looks like Chris Worrell's going to join him on the top side, but they are the only 2 that are using the outside line. Everybody else glued to the double yellow.
Yeah, unlike real life, instead of using the wall, the inside lane is the fastest and preferred. So we might see these guys training around for some time until either there's a caution if somebody gets a bad push, or green flag pit stops.
We'll see how long they decide to wait things out and just kind of ride around. That's kind of the goal of the point tracks when they're long like this.
Oh, man. We almost had a crash there. The 2 car and the 27, they just collided with each other while they're 3 wide. and almost caused a crash. Man, that was close.
Man, oh man. So 3 wide there in the triangle. Devin Jensen was just trying to get out of the way. Keith and Kyle Smalley went to thread it up the middle. Kevin Orlando Jr. did not have it down in the yellow line, and Keith Smalley almost ran over the right rear corner panel of him. You're right, that was very, very close in the back half of the field. They've all got it sorted out now. But, I mean, Kyle Smalley, he is still losing spots. He's down in 18th right now, about to be 19th once Derek Lemke passes him here at start-finish. So Kyle Smalley from 1st to 19th in just about 3 laps.
Yeah, Chris Worrell was up there with him, and he's right behind him in P20. So, I thought there was a crash going on. The 46 just had some net lag there, and that might actually slow down the lane as the 5 car goes ahead and tries that outside lane yet again. I don't think it's going to work, though. They might just drop back in line behind the 71 car of Derek Lemke.
Yeah, well, Lemke's actually going to join him. That's going to screw up Smalley a little bit, but he's able to get it back in line. So we'll see if this pack of 3 can go anywhere. It's Lemke, Smalley. Well, Lemke drives it up to the wall and lets Smalley and Worrell by. That's going to slow him down a little bit more. And Lemke looks like he's just going to go to the inside line here if he can hang on to the pack. As Jensik's going to go up and join him here on that outside line. They've got some momentum here as the 5 almost gets hooked by Worrell. They were locking bumpers through the corners. You don't really want to push in the corners if you don't have to, even though these bumpers are much flatter than the Cup cars used to be back in the early 2000s. You still do not want to push in these things when you're turning left.
They got a lot of momentum going on down here, and there might be some checkups going on the inside. The more cars you have on the inside, the more you're going to have the checkups. Got to think of it like a traffic jam, where if the front car slows down, then it's going to slow down even more farther and farther back. As we got the 57 here. Ooh, 5 car almost got into him.
Yeah. Well,
as we got some double file racing going on now.
He pulled out to try and make the move. Fitzgerald's going to do the same thing. Problem is they're so off pace compared to the 5 and the 6. The 5 and the 6 bringing some friends. The 2, the 44, the 71, the 25 trying to join the fray as well. We've got a battle back here for the lead. And I tell you what, Kyle Smalley gathered the troops, and he is on a mission. Here comes Cronky for the lead in turn 3.
Where did Cronky come from? He got a nice push from Kyle Smalley there. He takes the inside, but Kyle Smalley has the momentum on the outside. He's going to take the lead coming into the tri-oval.
Smalley will lead the lap. Cronky was about 5th in line. He pulled out pretty early compared to when Fitzgerald did it. He was able to get in front of Kyle Smalley. Smalley pushed him to the lead, and then Smalley just blew right by him in the next corner. Now Smalley cuts down in front of him, and the outside line, well, it's dead again. It's only Chris Worrell and Keith Smalley leading that outside line, and now you got the 5 of Kyle Smalley. I don't know what he's doing a drunk driver impression here, as here comes Cronky back to the lead in 3.
Yeah, Kyle Smalley just pulled way too far up front, and he just knew that there was going to be a train coming for him. So he was trying to do some weaving, some wobbling, try to break the draft. Seemed to work. He's getting a nice shove from the 6 car. He might be getting pushed to the lead.
I gotta wonder if Smalley's just looking for some fun and decided to do that, lose some momentum, so he'd fall back a little bit and then just get pushed right back up to the front instead of just riding around train style on the inside line. Smalley clear for the lead here again off turn 2. Worrell going to stay behind him. We'll see how far they can go. Down the back straightaway, Worrell still not clear of Cronky, and they're not going to be clear. Into turn number 3, Smalley stays on the outside now. He cuts down to the bottom.
Yeah, and then 6 car is ditched out and gone as we got top 4, top 5, now top 6, all single file. Kyle Smalley, Alexander Cronky, and Marcus Adam are the top 3.
Kyle Smalley continues to lead, and Chris Worrell long gone. I think he might even be on the brakes. He is just going all the way to the back. Him and Keith Smalley both plummeting through the field as Kyle Smalley continues to lead the way, and everybody back to a single file train-like formation here at Daytona.
Yep. Now, what you got to pay attention to is if you're in the back, you just got to wait and wait and wait till you get the momentum and there's a checkup happening in front of you. Once there's a checkup on the inside lane, that's when you hop out to the second lane, hope that there's help behind you, and they shove you up to the front. That's what happened to Kyle Smalley. That's how he was able to get all that momentum on the outside, and now has the lead from coming back all the way from 20th.
18 laps are complete. And choo-choo, that's what we're looking at right now here at Daytona. Everybody just holding that double yellow line with the exception of Chris Worrell, who's back there fighting for 18th right now.
Yep, now you got to watch for the 57, whether he's going to try to push the 5 car or if he's going to try to lay back. If you try to push the 5 car and you're doing it all the way around the track, you're going to get your car pretty hot and toasty, in which case you're going to have to drop back. You're going to cause a checkup, and you might cause a second lane to form. So we'll have to see how smart they are, whether they want to keep on pushing up front or if they want to keep spread out, keep those cars nice and cool.
You don't want to overheat this early on. It certainly won't do you any good for that to happen. And remember, you do not get a fast repair. So you blow the motor, you're pretty much done for tonight, at least out of contention. If you wreck, you're pretty much out of contention and done for the night. Unless you get lucky, you're not going to be able to fix all the damage that's wrong with your race car when they wad them up.
'21st lap here now being run. And, yeah, got a train. That's what we got.
Yeah.
Get on the train, go on and ride it.
And initially, before this race started, we thought we were going to Indianapolis. I don't know. I might have taken Indianapolis. If I had known that they were doing this. Just might have.
Well, we got some side-by-side going on for P10, P11. We got the 25 car of Kyle Menger, as well as the 46 of Michael Elliott. We got a Highline foreman here. We'll see if there's a big checkup on the inside, see if these guys can start getting to the front.
Well, Kyle Smalley saw that outside line, and he's bored. He's dropping to them right now. He literally pulled over on the front straightaway and dropped back to him. So Alexander Kroenke will take the lead of this one, as Smalley now will try and get up to speed and probably just lead that outside line back up to the front. Manger and Elliott leading that outside line.
Yeah, what better time to learn how to make your moves and play the chess match than at the beginning of the race? When you have the time to do it, you just got to make sure that nobody crashes while you're playing the game and learning the game.
Well, like I said, right now, I think he's bored. In about 50 laps, different story.
Yeah, we saw the 9 car. You saw the momentum kind of checking up, but he drops back in line. So the 25 and the 46 with the Hendrick font working on trying to get up to the front with that high line, but it's not really working.
Four-Corner Racing League here at Daytona. 23 laps are complete this time by. You won't miss a thing because they're not going to do much of anything. We're going to go side by side here from Daytona. And well, you might see that 5 car back out in front. But right now, Alexander Kroenke leads the way here from Daytona International Speedway. We'll be back right after this.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
We welcome you back here to Daytona International Speedway for the Four Corner Racing League season finale. As you saw, when we went side by side, nothing really happened except Kyle Smalley went backwards instead of forwards like I kind of thought he would. He pulled up to the outside line, and him and Chris Worrell sank through the field. It's still Alexander Kroenke leading the way. 26 laps are complete, and we're going to be closing in on the first round of green flag pit stops.
Yeah, we're about 5 laps away from it, and what we might see is right tires, followed by a bunch of gas, and then they're on their way. You don't want to take 4 tires here, because that would just slow you down. You'll have a slower stop, even though you're going to fill up the tank. So we'll see what these guys do. As we got some games going on here in the back.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what in the world they're doing. They all pulled up to the outside, and then half of them pulled back down to the inside. We are wrecking trouble in the wall. Turn 1, caution's out. Chris Worrell up in the air. Ferris Shaw involved. Kyle Smalley, the front end demolished on that race car. Michael Elliott also involved. And the first caution flag of the day takes out the 2 fastest cars in turn 1.
That was a risk that they were willing to take, and unfortunately they got unlucky, and I believe that Kyle Smalley got hooked from the car on the inside and just took him to the wall, and it caused the big one in the back.
Here's the replay. You're going to see Kyle Smalley go up the middle here 3 wide. That's Michael Elliott on the outside in the 46. Calvin Allison underneath. And you're going to see the 46 go into the corner and turns left, hooks the 5, and then turns left again and hooks the 6. So 2 for there.
Oh, that was on Smalley there.
Shaw's going to make it through. He didn't hit anything. But the 2 fastest cars of the race taken out in one move.
Yeah, Smalley just forgot the turn, or he didn't realize that there was a car 3 wide on top of him. And, yeah, I think he was just trying to go behind the 25 car there and just completely misjudged it.
The 46 did turn to the left. They met in the middle. The more and more I look at it, the 5 went to the right, the 46 went to the left, and then the 5 definitely went to the right when he got turned. I think they kind of met in the middle there, and it falls on both of them. But either way, that's going to take both the 6 and the 5 out of a chance to win this race. Michael Elliott has damage to his race car. We'll see how bad it is. And how much that could hinder him at a chance to win. Pits are open, and it's going to be a very, very busy place. Here come the leaders, and it looks like everybody is going to take advantage of pit road here. Do you still think 2 tires are the way to go, since they have the time to take 4 if they really wanted to?
They have the time, but they'll still lose. Oh, we have a crash in pit road. I believe that was the 2 car that got hooked there into the inside wall. Looks like he's going to be able to get it back into the spot in the stall.
Keith Smalley is around. He got hit by Roberto Ramirez. Ramirez locked him up. Couldn't quite avoid him.
Meanwhile, the race off pit road, we got Marcus Adams coming out in front of Alexander Kroenke, so you got a gain of position there.
And Derek Lemke was, no, that wasn't Lemke. Who in the world was that? That was Anthony Colantuono was burning it down coming off pit road, set down a smoke screen for everybody else. Gavin Hibbs almost ran in the back of Colantuono getting off pit road. Everybody makes it. So Marcus Adams will leapfrog from second to the lead. Michael Elliott still on pit road, as is Smalley and Worrell. Elliott now rolling off pit road. Again, no fast repairs for these guys. So if you wreck, what you got left is what you got left.
Yeah, not much you can do with the no fast repair, so they just got to repair as much as they can. Thankfully, cautions here are pretty long, at least as far as like other tracks, not like a road course or a short track where might just not be thrown, or it'll take like a minute. Here it takes about 2 minutes to complete a lap under pacing, but they'll be going 1 to go this time by, I believe, and we'll be close to seeing some action.
Lights are out on the pace car, so we will get the green flag next time by Kyle Smalley, Chris Worrell, all the lap down. A couple more coming onto pit road.
Yeah, I believe they're topping off on the fuel.
Yep. Calvin Allison, Jordan Weaver, J.R. Houston, Casey Heschel, Kevin Orlando Jr., Robert Rader, all coming in. Looks like Jordan Weaver's back on pit road. Keith Smalley will be back on pit road as well. But other than that, leaders coming off turn 2. We're about set to go for a restart. Jordan Weaver now pulling away. 40 seconds in the box. I wonder if he had a penalty there or something that he had to serve. Wouldn't make sense since we're under caution, but nonetheless.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of penalty they would get other than an EUL, so either that or you had to take a restroom break there.
Yeah, that would have been my next guess.
As we could see from Kyle Smalley, like, you're able to go from the back to the front fairly easily if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So
how about this? Chris Worrell and Kyle Smalley are back out on the racetrack and will be on. Chris Worrell looking like a modified. Kyle Smalley not looking much better. Meanwhile, pace car's in. Green flag's back in the air. Marcus Adams on the gas. Caught Kroenke a little sleepy there, and he will take the lead and take us off to turn 1.
Yeah, 31 car had a heck of a jump there. 57 wasn't prepared, and he's losing spots. He's back in third. He's going to be back in fourth. He's going to be losing the 95. He's going to dump him. We'll see if the 29 goes with him. No, 57's going to drop down. Now he's going to go back up. I don't know what he's doing. He's breaking up the field, as now the top 4, we got the 9 car making moves. We got the 31 car following him.
I'm not sure anybody knows what they're doing right now, other than just trying to get it up to speed and find any clean real estate that they can. Marcus Adams rolling on that top side. Now he pulls down to the low side. Bryson Fitzgerald now going to try and take the lead away. He's got plenty of room. Gavin Hibbs to help him. Low push through the tri-oval. Bryson Fitzgerald will lead that lap. And now Marcus Adams has some company. Here comes Hibbs diving down to the inside. He can't get there into turn number 1. Kroenke leading the outside line. He's 4th overall, though, as that inside line surges back to life in turn 2.
Yeah, 9 car got a nice push from the 95 there, but we got the 57 on the high side. They are going to be dropping as well. We got some 3-wide action happening. Got 71, 25, the 14. 3 wide going into turn 3. Everyone up there. The rest is single file.
And there's still a 3 wide back here. Now they get it sorted as Lemke got it onto the apron. Just trying to hang on to that thing and get it out of the 3 wide scenario that they're in. As Bryson Fitzgerald now, he's going to lead the train around here from Daytona. as nobody willing to make a move quite yet, but Marcus Adams has been pretty aggressive and he's been pretty fast. I think he's going to be the first one to try and move to the outside.
We'll see what happens. The 95 is Gavin Hibbs. He's giving a shove to Bryson Fitzgerald. Hopefully Bryson can keep the wheel straight and not get shoved into the wall on the outside. That was a pretty nice shove there. But again, gotta keep that car cool for the 95. You can't be shoving all the way around the racetrack. We'll end up dropping back and could cause a big one.
It could. Not sure that's what we want to see, but it could. Bryson Fitzgerald continuing to lead the way here from Daytona as we are closing in already on the halfway point of this one. It's kind of snuck up on us. Only one caution thus far. It was for the accident involving Kyle Smalley and Chris Worrell. They are still pretty off the pace. Chris Worrell doing a whopping 160 mile an hour top speed around the racetrack. Kyle Smalley only about 10 mile an hour off pace of the leaders. I make it 20. So Fitzgerald leads the way, and as I mentioned, fastest two guys that were here. Chris Worrell literally set the fastest lap of the race out of contention to win this one. We'd like to remind you that this series is sponsored by Circle B Diecast. If you use promo code FCRL2021, get free shipping on all orders over $20 from Circle B Diecast. Again, that's FCRL2021 as they get by the lap car of Chris Worrell there. Everybody has to swerve out of the way. Use FCRL2021 on CircleBDiecast.com to get free shipping on all orders over $20.
Yeah, that modified car is no longer fast as he just drops like a rock, going about 150 miles an hour. That's what happens when you get caught into the big one, unfortunately.
Might be fast on the old short track at the handle to back straightaway, but certainly not fast on the high banks.
Yeah, he's just got to hope for a caution and try to get more repairs done, but yeah, he's going 157 while the leaders are going 195, around 200. So he's losing a good 4 seconds a lap here, and that's not great.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see him get lapped sooner rather than later, although the outside line's starting to get cooking. Alexander Kroenke just slid up. He's going to lead the outside line. You got Manger second in the outside line. I believe that's Michael Anthony that's given some help there on the outside line as well. It's just 3 cars up there. It was a lot more about 15 seconds ago. They've kind of fallen back again. They need some more help.
Yeah, Kroenke wasn't really getting a good shove. He was getting shoved, but it wasn't clean. It was making him go weaving back and forth and losing time. So he's just got to get a nice clean push. Preferably in the straightaways, he's getting the pushes in the turns, and that's just, you would think that would work. Even in the turns, you would be faster, but that's not the case. You have to get nice and square on the straightaways. That's where your speed's going to be.
Well, now it's just the two of them up on the high side as Michael Anthony pulled down to the inside line when they came off turn number 4. So this really isn't going to work well for him. I think 5 cars is pretty much the ideal number to get that outside line to work as this field comes up on Kyle Smalley, the championship leader. They're going to blow by him like he's chained to the outside wall.
Yeah, Kyle Smalley's taking the outside lane, but he has a damaged car and he's not going to be going anywhere. He is now going to be a lap down, unfortunately.
In position for the free pass. The only problem is now he's 2 laps down because he went a lap down when he was on pit road. Where is Marcus Adams going? Got loose off 4, jumped up to the high side, gets back in line on the bottom. It is a little chicane there coming off turn 4. That got scary.
Yeah.
And we've got 1 car in the grass. Hold on, we're not done. Everybody's stacking up. Is that Kevin Orlando Jr. on the flat? Yes, it is. He went to go down and mow the grass in turn 1. He's now on the apron, slipping and sliding here. As he just got loose trying to check up and not run over Robert Rader. Got hit for Michael Anthony. They all did a great job hanging on, and Kevin Orlando Jr. went and mowed the grass. and he has lost the lead pack. Meanwhile, the leader's coming off of turn number 4. It's separated down to 2 separate packs. You've got Bryson Fitzgerald leading one, and you've got Derek Lemke leading the other.
Yeah, he lost the lead pack, but at least he's not looking like a modified. So if there's a caution comes out, he'll be back up with this pack. But yeah, we got a separate lines. We got the front pack, all single file. They'll probably be going faster, while the pack behind them, they're 2 by 2. They might be going a little slower. If they want to catch up to the front pack, they might want to try to single file back out and try to catch that lead pack. Otherwise, they'll be losing time.
We are past halfway. Here at Daytona, coming to 34 laps to go. They are going to have to make another pit stop here, with or without a caution. So either way, we're going to see these guys on pit road one more time. The question is whether it's under green or if it's under caution. So we're going to pass Chris Worrell again here, getting into turn number 1. Worrell holding the inside line. Everybody has to jump up to the high side.
Yeah, 8 car of Michael Anthony is getting a shove from the 49 car of Herschel. So far, it looks like they are going to be going single file here. Got to avoid the modified that they're catching, and then get back to the inside lane and try to groove. Try to get grooving. Catch up to that front pack.
They're all single file now, and there are more of them in this second pack. And really, they should be able to catch them here. The gap is 2.6 seconds, and they're actually losing time. They're losing about a tenth a lap.
Yeah, so far, just to recap, we got Bryson Fitzgerald in the lead, Gavin Hibbs in second, Marcus Adams, Anthony Colin Fuono. One of these days I'll get that name right. But yeah, we got single file racing going on, and that's about it.
Yeah, these guys still losing more time. They lost 3/10 this last time. But again, sun going down, lights coming up. Take a look at the weather. We started with the track temp of 74 degrees. It's now down to 70 degrees. The track is getting cooler, which helps for these guys. It's not as slick, so they can make some bolder moves and see if it pays off. But it's going to be something that they have to adjust to as this thing continues to roll along.
Yeah, the cooler the track gets, the faster the cars go, and the more grip that you have in those tires, which means that you're going to have more chances to make moves, be able to go left and right without at risk of spinning the car. You also have more of a chance to be able to shove the car in front of them without them getting loose or losing speed. So the darker it gets, the more exciting it's going to get.
And everybody's starting to get double file again in that second pack. They're actually now finally breaking even with the lead pack. It's down to 2.8 seconds, and it hasn't changed much. But I'm sure now with the double file, it's really going to start hurting them again here.
Yep. Especially if that high side starts trying to get some side draft on them. That's going to slow down the inside lane and then screw them up. But it looks like they've gotten single file again. And that will definitely help them catch up. As long as the top 2 cars get some good shoves, which it doesn't look like they're getting, that's going to cause a check them, and that's going to cause them to lose time.
Chris Worrell has decided to park the modified for tonight. So he will finish in the last position, and he'll come back in Michigan next week. For Worrell, looking at the points, he does not have a win, but he's P8 in points coming into tonight. And who's right behind him? Nick Olson, who is not here. Olson also already locked in. So Worrell should be okay as far as points go in making the playoffs. So he'll be fighting for a championship come next week.
Looking up front, still single file so far, still the same order, still the 9, 95, and the 31. Meanwhile, back in the second pack, we got some double filing happening still. 8 still not getting very good pushes from the 49, but it looks like, oh, and that's definitely not a good.
Oh, there they go. Around goes Michael Anthony off turn 2. No caution. Single car spin. He keeps it down on the apron.
Yeah, he just got a bad push and it finally hooked him. Not much else you can say about that.
And now that second pack is really strung out. They kind of have to compress back together now. As Michael Anthony just had a little too much help from Casey Heschel. Got on his left rear corner panel, and that's what finally sent him around off 2. Oh, man, Calvin Allison almost clobbered him.
Yeah, it was pretty close there, but now we got the 71's going to be leading this second pack. He's followed by the 25 car of Kyle Manger and 57, who was up front not too long ago. That is Alexander Kroenke. Now the 71's getting some pushes from the 25. Just got to hope that we don't get the same situation happen. Make sure he gets good, nice, clean pushes on the straightaway. 71 also has to make sure that he keeps that wheel straight. If you're weaving or wobbling, that is definitely not going to help the 25 car at all be able to push you.
They're still losing time to the top 7 right now. 27 laps to go. Here from Daytona, Bryson Fitzgerald continues to lead the way. We're going to go side by side. You won't miss a thing. Here from Daytona, it's the 9 out in front. .24 laps to go here at Daytona. Bryson Fitzgerald continues to lead the way. Everybody single file, the top 7 breaking away from everybody else, but that second pack has the fishing pole out. It's down to 2.6 seconds.
Well, it was down to 2.6 seconds. Now it's at 3.2 seconds. So I think 71 got a bad push there, and that lost him some time. But they're pretty far back. I don't know, even with pit stops, that they'll be able to catch up at this point. It seems like they need to be hoping for a caution here before they're able to catch up.
Well, and I'm looking at the gap between 7th and 8th. I'm not looking at the overall gap between 8th and the leader. It's down to 2.4 seconds now, so this lead pack is closing in. But you got to wonder if it really matters, because we know that these guys are going to have to pit one more time before it's said and done.
Yep, and with how pit stops are, how iffy they are, you have to go from 195 miles an hour down to, I think it's 55 or 65 here at Daytona. That is a long braking point you have to do, and make sure that you don't spin out, or make sure that the car behind you doesn't spin you out. See here, we're on board with Kyle Menger giving a nice shove to the 71 of Derek Lemke. Again, you just got to hit him nice and square. And then in the turns, you want to kind of be an inch or two off of them. You don't want to be shoving them. Just want to have that cushion there. And then here in the backstretch, you want to hurry up, get to that back bumper, which he's not doing. That's going to cause him to lose some time. He's going to get there right about now. There's the shove. But he didn't hit it nice and square. That's actually going to slow them down a bit.
Lights are pretty much up all the way around the racetrack at this point. I don't think there's a spot that has any more sunlight to it. So we are completely under the lights. The gap between 7th and 8th is down to a second and a half, and pretty shortly they're going to be in the draft of this lead pack. It's not going to be very long before we have the entire pack pretty much back together the way it was.
Yeah, once you're in the second and a half point, you're going to be starting to smell the draft from the car in front of you. So I think they are now starting to get that draft. Now it's starting to go under. Now I think it's under a second now, so they're definitely going to be able to catch it now. Unfortunately, or fortunately, my prediction was completely wrong. They're going to be able to catch this lead pack.
Yeah, gap down to a second. So they're in the draft now. But you got to wonder if it's all for naught, because, again, we know they're going to have to pit again with 20 laps to go. And I would imagine it wouldn't be long here. It's been 26 laps. I suppose they only have about 5 more laps before they do come onto pit road, unless they wreck, which is possible with these guys catching the lead pack.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be catching them. Now the 71's just got to think of what he's going to do once they catch him. Is he going to stay onto the inside and cruise and follow the train in front of him? Or is he going to do what I would do, and that is take the outside and do some side drafting on the cars on the inside, slow them down, and try to get to the lead?
Well, now they've fallen back. It's down to 1.2 seconds. So I wonder if they just want to ride around here until they make that last pit stop.
I don't think it's by choice. They might be just getting not great pushes, and that's kind of knocking them out.
His second pack getting aggressive with these pushes here, with Lemke leading it, Manger in the second spot in this line.
Sorry, I was kind of distracted there by ATVO deciding it wanted to crash on me. But
yeah, it happens.
That gap is starting to close, I believe. I can't tell because times are not showing up anymore, but it is the 71, the 25, 57 to 49 leading that second pack. We'll see if the 71 can continue to get good pushes, or right now he's still not getting great shoves, and that's going to cause him to lose time.
Still down around a second right now. As we've got 18 laps to go here at Daytona.
So
And
close,
again.
and yet so far, in the end, doesn't really matter.
Well, not if they wreck and takes everybody out. Then it won't really matter.
gap is still around that 1 second mark from 7th to 8th. Not really seeing a change there. Again, the 71 needs to get nice, good shoves from the 25 in order to catch up, and it doesn't seem to be happening.
Yeah, but I mean, everybody's spreading it out. You got Robert Rader blinking like crazy, and we are officially together down the back straightaway.
Now he's got the draft. Is he going to go to the outside? Yep, he's going to have to bring the 25, but 25 is nowhere close to where he needs to be. Actually, looks like he got loose going at the entry of turn 3 there. He's going to lose position to the 57.
But he gets it back in line and immediately gets back in the draft, which is going to help him. It's not going to cost him too much time. 15 laps to go at Daytona.
That was kind of unfortunate for the back line, because if they were formed up and they got caught up and got that draft, they would be on the high side right now battling for the lead. Instead, they're going to be training around the back. The 25 car is dropping back like a rock. 71 decided to do the same. He decides to stay down, and that's probably the smart thing. There's a checker going on up front of him, but he's just going to stay in line, it looks like.
They come around off turn number 4. Still no calls for them to come on the pit road yet, so we've got some time before this thing's said and done. But I would think at this point that they just want to ride around until they have to pit again and then try and make moves instead of getting aggressive now, and then they all have to pit anyway, so what does it matter?
Yeah, the smart thing to do right now is get as much draft as you can. You want to be saving that fuel. Unfortunately for the 9 car and possibly the 95, they're burning fuel like they're driving a Hummer out there. So the cars behind them, though, they're saving a good amount of speed, or they're saving a good amount of gas. They're probably a good 2 or 3 laps ahead of the front pack in terms of gas savings. So that means that their pit stop is going to be way faster if they calculate it correct.
It's Michael A. Anthony on pit road. He's the first one to make the call and bring it onto pit road. It doesn't look like he brought any friends with him, though, so he's going to be out on his own island here. We'll see how it plays out.
Meanwhile, the rest of the pack's still out on the track. We still might have a lap or 2 to go, at least for the 9 car. It's now watching for that 9 car when he comes in and seeing who follows. Doesn't look like it's going to be this time, but again, he's the one that's using the most fuel. Everyone else has been saving. So far, still Fitzgerald up front, followed by Gavin, Marcus Adams, Anthony, and Michael Dorsey rounds out your top 5. Still got about 10 laps, 11 laps to go.
Come around, still no takers. 11 to go this time. Bryson Fitzgerald continues to lead the way. He has 2 wins on the season already. Would love to get a 3rd here as we build closer to the playoffs. Again, this is the regular season finale. But I'm sure some of these guys that may not be locked into the playoffs here would love to try and pull off a victory. Those that are outside the top 16 that are here that have a chance at the win: Roberto Ramirez, Derek Lemke, Michael Anthony, even though he just pitted, Michael Elliott, even though he had a crash, Colin Tuono, Keith Smalley, here we go.
Top 3.
Fitzgerald, Hibbs.
Yep, top 3 pit. Well, we got the second 2 cars behind them. Hopefully they get down to the speed without speeding. And looks like there's 5 cars going in this first time.
And I think everybody else is coming in this time.
Oh, no.
Oh! Contact getting into pit road, and it's going to put, is that Marcus Adams in the wall? No, it's Hibbs. And that's going to cost him a ton of time.
Yeah, that
Gavin
wasn't
Hibbs.
contact. That wasn't contact. That was him just locking it up and just went straight into the wall. He's going to be losing that pack. And, yeah, I think that's going to screw up his race.
Have to wait and see. Here comes the rest. Off of 4, onto the flat. Locking it up. Whoa, where's the 29 going? Spinning it onto pit road. Back around. It's Michael Dorsey, who got it in way too hot and lost it.
Yeah, not only is going to get a speeding penalty, but he's got the penalty for
hitting the cone.
Hitting the cone, and yeah, that's going to end that day as well.
So he lost his shot here to try and come out with the win. Taking a look around, who's going to wind up as the race leader? Bryson Fitzgerald is in a 3-car pack. It's himself, Adams, and Kroenke.
Yeah, that pack is entering turn 1, and people are exiting, are now in the backstretch.
Yeah, they're going to get him here, though, because they're up to speed and nobody else is. So Bryson Fitzgerald should wind up to be back out in front here. Gotta wait and see, but I would imagine that that's the way it's going to look. Michael Anthony has parked the car. He is done for the night.
Leader currently is the 53 of Robert Roeder.
Yeah, so Rader hangs on all by himself. He may have a shot here. Fitzgerald's still going to catch him, but he might be able to hang on here and stay in this lead pack.
Yeah, he's going to have help from Jordan Weaver here. He's going to be a lap down. Meanwhile, the pack is starting to form behind them. They're entering turn 3 right now, while they're about to exit turn 4 here.
Rader has one win this season, and it was this racetrack at the start of the season. He won the season opener here at Daytona. He also won the All-Star race, the last race we covered. Robert Rader trying to do the best he can, but Bryson Fitzgerald is shot out of a cannon and storming around the outside in turn 1.
They got the momentum, but the high side is also slower than the low side. The 53 is going to be trying to side suck the 9 car. It's not going to work out. And 53 is going to be losing position. It's going to try to drop in right in front of the 57. The 57 is not going to like it, but he's going to have to live with it as the 9 car and the 31 lead once again.
And that 23 you saw, Jordan Weaver, he is a lap down. So he's pretty much racing for the free pass right now. As they come around, it takes 6 laps to go. You've got about the top 9 within 2 seconds. Fitzgerald, Adams, Rader, Kroenke, Colantuono, Ramirez, Wishon, Heschel, Allison. And then 3 seconds back from Allison is a pack of just Manger and Houston. And then there's the rest.
Yep, now you got to think about what your moves are going to be. For the 9 car Fitzgerald, what are you going to do to try to keep those cars behind you? Things to watch out for would be a nice, good run from the 31, thinking that he's going to push you, and then slam out to the outside and steal the position. You also have to watch out for the cars behind him, getting a good run and going too wide. As far as everyone else, it's mainly trying to figure out where you're going to get that momentum to either take it to the second line or be able to push somebody into the second line and follow them.
This second pack is running out of time. They are closing in slowly but surely, and they are in the lead draft. Coming to 4 laps to go. Roberto Ramirez is the one leading that second line, with Wishon, Heschel, and Allison in tow. Now they're all caught up. We'll see who's going to make the first move. Ramirez makes it, but Wishon is not going to stay with him.
Yeah,
As they go
Ramirez.
by- Go ahead.
Ramirez was hoping to be able to take that high side and have help from the 96, but the 96 decided he wanted to be going with the train, be the caboose, and took that one position from the 41. He's just got to know now that when the 96 gets momentum, he's not going to have any help from the 41 because he just lost a friend doing stuff like that.
Coming to 3 laps to go. There is more lap traffic ahead of the leaders. It's Michael Dorsey. They will get to him and to Kyle Smalley before this thing's said and done. Here comes somebody to the outside. It's Wishon helping Anthony Colantuono, trying to get around Jordan Weaver, who again is a lap down and not racing for the win.
Yeah, the 96 went with him, but like I said, he lost a friend in the 41. He did not go with him, and that's going to drop them way to the back of this line.
Robert Rader thinking about making a move. He stays in line. Fitzgerald goes to the high side. Now comes back to the bottom. Adams looks to go to the high side. Gets back in line. Jordan Weaver shuffled out of the way. And he's going to drop to the back. Coming to 2 laps to go. As they come up to the back bumper of the 29 of Michael Dorsey. Everybody single file. They're running out of laps. Remember, we do have overtime. If they crash, they're going to have to crash on this lap if we want to use said overtime. Here we go through 1.
Yeah, 2 laps to go. So far, nobody's really in contention to make any moves. Maybe the 57, maybe the 41. They got a gap on the 53. They're going to use that to try to get the momentum. Meanwhile, the 9 is weaving back and forth, trying to block that 31. Here comes the run. 50.
Oh, boy!
57 in there.
Oh, there goes Rader. Into the wall. Caution's out. We're going to overtime at Daytona. Robert Rader hooked hard into the wall. They're still crashing in turn 4. Calvin Allison in the fence. He's got damage. Kevin Orlando Jr. with damage on the side of his race car. Tell you what, Allison got turned by Kevin Orlando Jr., and Kevin Orlando Jr. was a lap down. A 3-car crash, maybe more. And Robert Rader is out of contention to sweep at Daytona. And we are going to overtime. Jordan Weaver will get the free pass. And Bryson Fitzgerald holds on to the lead, and now he's going to have to go through a restart. Let's take a look at the replay here, if we can, of Robert Rader going on a wild ride. Here they go.
Yeah, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th car, they had a lot of momentum and just nowhere for them to go. And sent 53 up into the wall.
Well, and it looked like the 41... Yeah, I would say push, but no. He got into the back of Kroenke, who then just pretty much had nowhere to go but to drive through the back end of the 53. And there you see the crash with Allison and Kevin Orlando Jr. Allison lifted because of the contact. Orlando Jr. did not, and that sent the 28 sideways.
Yeah, with this new smoke model, it's kind of hard to see what's going on in front of you. You just want to let go. And car behind you doesn't do that. Get smashed into there.
Colantuono with damage as well. Colantuono will stay out. Allison will come on to pit road, as will some others that are in the back of the pack. So let's take a look and see what's upcoming here on STN. Thursday, the NASCAR Road Report Qualifying iRacing Series is back. We're at The Rock. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's this Thursday, 9 o'clock Eastern. With the start over on Podium and on Podium 2. I'll be over with the Podium 2 call with Kevin and Sean. Should be a lot of fun. That's where the fun always is every week. Then the FTF Saturday Night Super Speedway League presented by STN. That is, excuse me, this Friday at 9 o'clock from iRacing Super Speedway. Then on Saturday, the E-Racer Roval Racing Series, the season finale from Homestead Miami Speedway. Again, that's Saturday, 7 o'clock over on the E-Racer channel. And then in a little less than a month, that's Monday, September 6th, the Labor Day, round 27 from Darlington. 8:30 p.m. is the green flag. That's what's coming up here on SDN. So we should get one to green here this time by. This is only our second caution. It's been a relatively calm race to this point, but you've got a lot of folks bunched up here that were out of the pack that are going to be throwing caution to the wind here, no pun intended. We have 3 attempts at a green and white checker, and I have a feeling we're going to use up all 3 of them if there's still enough cars out on the racetrack.
Yeah, not unlimited in this series, but with these drivers, you just got to see how aggressive they get, whether they want to use up all those 3. You also got to remember how short they pitted. Are they going to have enough fuel to make it 3 green, white checkers if it does go that distance?
One lap to green. This puts Gavin Hibbs back in a shot, though, after his pit road miscue. So we'll look forward to him. Of course, Dorsey's still out of it. He's 2 laps down. Keith Smalley, Michael Elliott, Kevin Orlando Jr. 1 lap down. Kyle Smalley 5 down. And then there's the rest. Run through the field here quickly. Bryson Fitzgerald, Marcus Adams, Alexander Kroenke, Roberto Ramirez, Casey Heschel in the top 5. Anthony Colantuono, Jared Wishon, Kyle Manger, Derek Lemke, Ferris Shaw in the top 10. Then it's J.R. Houston, Gavin Hibbs, Devin Jensick, Jordan Weaver, Calvin Allison, Robert Rader. The 16 cars on the lead lap were half a lap away from the green flag.
Fitzgerald's got to decide how he's going to be starting this, whether he wants to go on green or whether he wants to try to go slightly early and try to get a lead up on the cars behind him. Probably the smart thing to do would go like a split second before green and make sure that no one has the momentum to get you, but you got to make sure that you don't get that big of a lead. Otherwise, you're going to have cars trying to get around you as fast as possible as the pace car pulls in, and we're going to be coming the green.
Here we go. Green flag's in the air. Fitzgerald on the gas. Kroenke with a big help behind him. The rest of the field asleep at the switch. Marcus Adams the only one on the outside line to get going. Everybody else either gets low or gets out of the way. Colantuono way off the pace, and they're all single file into turn number 1 as they try to get these things warmed up. Remember, white flag, the next flag ends the race. If they crash before they get to the white flag, we do this all over again. Field comes off a 2. Bryson Fitzgerald continues to lead the way, pushing and shoving behind him. Kroenke in second.
Single file going into 3. Right now, we got no high line, just
this
single
is gonna
file.
be it.
Yeah, it's going to be it unless we get a turn. So far, everyone keeps it straight. It is 1 lap to go.
White flag, white flag, white flag. Here from Daytona. Bryson Fitzgerald out in front. Kroenke trying to push him home. Let's see if the rest of the pack can get anything together or if they're just going to sit in line and ruin the finish of this race. Contact further back with the 96 of Wishon. They're all able to hang on. Kyle Manger is sideways. They all survive. The battle's in the front 5. Adams to the high side. He needs some help. Nobody's looking to go with him. Fitzgerald up the block. Everybody just stuck to the bottom line. Nobody wants to win this race. Here they come through 3 and 4. It's a fight for second because nobody wants to get by Bryson Fitzgerald. Here they come. Big crash. Jensick in the wall. Here they come. Kroenke to the outside. He's got help. Here comes Roberto Ramirez up the middle, 3 wide. Bryson Fitzgerald wins at Daytona and gets hooked into the outside wall after the flag.
Man, that was a photo finish.
Roberto Ramirez had an incredible run up the middle, just made the move too late. He comes away with second. Then the 96 of Jared Wishon takes third, and then it's Kroenke in fourth. Kroenke, I thought he had the best shot to make it to the flag. Instead, he went too wide, and it opened the door for Ramirez, and it opened the door for Wishon.
Yeah, they had a lot of momentum with all that Jocelyn I can't speak today. With all that shuffling around, but nope. The 9 car was able to keep the momentum and win the race.
Well, Well, they made an interesting round at the very end, but still, Bryson Fitzgerald comes away with the win. His third win on the season. Let's run through our results for tonight. Fitzgerald wins the race. Roberto Ramirez coming home in second. Jared Wishon in third. Alexander Crocky fourth. Marcus Adams in fifth. J.R. Houston, we didn't say his name at all tonight. He finishes sixth. Kyle Manger comes across the line in seventh. Ferris Shaw eighth. Gavin Hibbs ninth. And Calvin Allison hangs on to bring it home to a top 10.
Behind him in 11th, we got Anthony Collin.
Colin Tuono.
Followed in 12th by KZ Herschel. Then in 13th, got Devin Gentic. 53 car of Robert Rader behind him. Then 15th, Derek Lemke, Jordan Weaver, Keith Somali, Michael Elliott, Michael Dorsey, Kevin Orlando Jr., Kyle Smalley. He got involved in an accident pretty early in the race. So did Michael Anthony, Chris Worrell, and finished it off Holt Johnston.
That's your field. Here at Daytona, we'll get some interviews here in a moment. As, yeah, an interesting race here at Daytona. Not as wild as I expected. They were able to keep it relatively clean. Here's the replay of the last lap.
Yeah, you can see the 9 car getting a nice shove here. Ended up not being a good shove once they exited turn 2, if I remember correctly. Yeah, right there you got little sideways that jumbled up the field. A bunch of people decided to take the outside. And then 9 car was kind of like a sitting duck. '57 didn't get a good push there. It crashed behind him. But now the 57 has a momentum. 9 car does a great job blocking him. 41 takes it 3 wide, and the 9 car takes it.
So there you go. We had Bryson Fitzgerald. Well, we had Bryson Fitzgerald. He was sitting in the waiting room, and now he's gone. Just like that. All right. Well. All right, we have him once more. So how about let's talk to him. Bryson Fitzgerald, your race winner here from Daytona. Bryson, third win on the season. Pretty easy for you there, I would say. The last 2 laps just had a block when it mattered most there. Take us through those last couple of laps.
On that restart, I was able to tell Cronky when I wanted to go. So we got a pretty good start right there on the restart. And then I pretty much just held the bottom lane. And then I noticed on the back straightaway, Marcus and Cronky got side by side. And with this super speedway package, it just slows you down so much. So kind of just moved up in front of Marcus to try and get them to stay side by side. And then I don't know what happened, but coming out of 4, Cronky and I think it was Ramirez bolts, they had a humongous run, and I thought I was done for, but I was able to pull it off coming to the line. And I don't know how close it was. I hope it was close. I hope it looked good on the broadcast. Hope you guys had fun, because I had fun.
I don't know if fun is really what we would call tonight, but hey, the end was certainly interesting there. You had your 2 fastest guys, and Kyle Smalley and Chris Worrell, get involved in that crash early. Do you think that helped you get into victory lane in any way there?
I mean, yeah, that's 2 experienced drivers that you don't have to race with. So it takes 2 people out of the equation, but really anyone here can win, in my opinion. So yeah, it did help. Yeah, I don't know really how to answer that.
Well, congratulations on the win nonetheless. You're in the playoffs, even with this win, or without this win. You were in the playoffs because you won 2 other times this year. We won't see you until Darlington, so you've got a while, but best of luck to you here in the playoffs, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Well, thank you.
Bryson Fitzgerald, your winner tonight from Daytona International Speedway. Second place was Roberto Ramirez, and he's with Ben Easterday.
Robert Ramirez, you almost had it there. What other things could have you done to try to get that win? You're third in line coming out of 4. What do you think you could have done there?
To be honest with you, I think that was pretty much all I had. I don't think maybe I could have got a better restart, maybe put myself in a better position to go for the win. But, with how close it is on the cut line, I knew I just had to finish a few spots ahead of the 84 to get the provisional. I don't even know what the point situation is, but I just knew I needed a good finish. So I think what I needed to do to get the win is not be in a point situation. I think I would have maybe been able to do more, but I gave it all I had, and I think that was about as close as I can get. Honestly, with the package, I'm kind of surprised I even got that close, but honestly, I'm really stoked about it. Kind of stressful race, but a really good result, P2.
Yeah, that's a great result. And again, you were able to steal second place from the 57 car that was ahead of you. You kind of shoved him out to the outside and was able to steal that position, but you didn't really have anything there for the leader. Anyone out there you want to thank?
I just want to thank everyone that has worked with me throughout the season, my teammates, JR, Casey, Calvin, Patrick. I want to thank working with Kevin and Robert tonight. I want to kind of just say like a little shout out to my own page. Bolts Design is going to be sponsoring the 41 car in the eNASCAR Coca-Cola Series tomorrow, so looking forward to that, and hope that Dylan Duval can get a good run in that.
Heck yeah, well that is Roberto Ramirez finishing second.
Let's talk to third place here, Jared Wishon. Jared, you kind of snuck in there under the radar. Some contact early on. I think it was on that green white checker. I don't remember. It was a wild last couple of laps. You were still able to somehow wind up there in the third spot. Take us through that last green white checker, because it was certainly interesting from behind the wheel in your perspective.
Yeah, I planned on working with my teammate in the 98, but unfortunately he got damaged there on that last caution after the caution was already out, so couldn't really work with him, and I was just on my own there, and I was going to push the 49 there, but he just never wanted to go, and then I found myself behind the 41, I believe, and I just kind of stayed there and hugged the yellow line and found myself in third.
Well, congratulations on the third place spot, and we won't see you for a while until Darlington, but best of luck to you at Michigan next week, and throughout the playoffs, we'll see you in about 3 weeks.
Thank you.
Jared Wishon, third place finisher here tonight from Daytona. Final thoughts, Ben?
We had some good racing there at the beginning and at the end with a bunch of training there kind of in the middle. We had these 2 caution flags that definitely tightened the field up, made for an entertaining finish. So 3 wide finish. I definitely didn't think that was going to be happening today.
Well, let's broadcast. Again, we will see you here on STN on Friday. We've got the eNASCAR Auto Pro Qualifying iRacing Series on Thursday, 9 o'clock Eastern. But that'll pretty much do it for Ben Easterday and Zach Johnson, our producer. I'm Jacob Pitts. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you, Thursday for Road to Pro, Friday here on STN, and we're back with the Four Corner Racing League in 3-4 weeks. Labor Day. Let's go with that. Until then, thanks for being here. Good night.